Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. My name is Lillie Kniskern.
My name is Evan Barron. We are students from the Green School, brought together by Mr. Kevin Simmons and Ms. Shauna Christensen and their multiple aerospace-related student groups in order to present this topic on redefining STEM education, initiating and developing a pre-college aerospace team.
We are rising juniors representing the Green School in West Palm Beach, Florida, originally created as a pre-K through 8th school for bright and curious learners. 2 years ago, Green opened a high school, and Evan and I are inaugural members of the first high school class. One of the many things that makes our school unique is the belief that students who find their passions and who are given the opportunity to explore them throughout their time in school are ultimately the ones to flourish in the world beyond high school. Additionally, we have been fortunate to be mentored by instructor Kevin Simmons, who has extensive experience working with students. In short, we recognize how fortunate we are to be exposed to experiential STEM opportunities at a young age. The Green Aerospace Team is a select group of students from grades 6th through 10th, and the mission of that team is to prepare the next generation to advance STEM in tomorrow's world. We do this through a variety of ways, including a passion project that allows students to create a story throughout their time in high school, field experiences that align with students' passions, competitions, and conferences. The Green Aerospace Team has submitted and had multiple papers accepted to international conferences and has worked extensively in advocating for aerospace programs and policies. These activities provide us with real-world experiences and reflect the importance of this style of learning.
Even with students learning many aspects of engineering, entrepreneurship, and policy from groups like this, being able to present and network is a major factor in being successful in any type of work. That being said, conferences reinforce real-world content and learning by allowing students to present their findings in their field of work. Students learn in many different ways, through research, writing, and speaking. Speaking reinforces the 4 C's: communication, creativity, collaboration, and critical thinking. Most importantly, through conferences, students get the opportunity to network with individuals within their chosen field and gain inspiration for future aerospace topics. Listed are the conferences the Green Aerospace Team has presented at or attended. We've presented at conferences from Orlando to Scotland to here in South Korea. For all of these conferences, groups of students have gotten together to write abstracts, publish papers, and present presentations. Also, students have been able to work on papers and practice during classes or after school, but as a part of a curriculum inside the class. When classes involve real-world experiences inside their curriculums, students are more receptive and express more interest within the topic. Conferences like this are just a few ways to implement real-world learning inside the classroom, but also trips to sites and competitions are other ways to use real-world experiences.
So the Green Aerospace Team works in affiliation with the Aerospace and Innovation Academy, run and led by Simmons and Christensen. And the goal of AIA is to create those unique and distinctive opportunities specifically for middle and high school students. The AIA is an umbrella organization to many different student camps, educator workshops, and space clubs. Blue Cube Aerospace was designed with the mission to train pre-college teachers in the world of small satellites, particularly CubeSats. And the Wolfpack CubeSat Development Team is a much smaller, more select group of students with the mission to design, build, test, and fly CubeSats. So far, there have been 2 successful missions, with the 3rd coming soon. Another thing Mr. Simmons has started is the Small Sat Education Conference, which meets annually at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. And the goal of this conference is to provide educators with more ways to incorporate those hands-on experiences in the classroom and just overall to educate about small satellites and their uses. So the Green Aerospace Team has seen great success in its developmental stages working with these companies.
So beginning in August of 2015, the first Wolfpack CubeSat development team came together with the goal to send a CubeSat into space within 3 years. And after working their way up from high altitude balloon and emulator missions, on December 3rd, 2018, the 1U WISAT-1 was launched from Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. While NASA, or as While the Wolfpack students saw this as a basic science mission, NASA sees this as human capital development. Next, CubeSat-1 was entered into the NASA CubeSat launch initiative in late 2018. Also, students presented their work at NASA headquarters, the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, and multiple international aerospace conferences. The CubeSat-1 was selected in March 2019 in the 10th round and was later launched in 2022. The third CubeSat mission, FlipSat-1, was supposed to be launched today actually, but was unfortunately delayed due to complications for a couple weeks. Finally, the fourth CubeSat, Wolfsat-1, is planned for launch in 2025. By giving students real-world experiences, technical skills, and insights early on, the Wolfpack sparks a deep and lasting interest within the STEM workforce for students who participate in it. One of the main goals of the Green Aerospace team, corresponding with Simmons and Christensen, is to challenge and fix the current state of STEM education in America, as right now it is inadequate for preparing students for the STEM workforce. Yes, STEM education programs in America are ubiquitous, but they rarely engage students in real project-based or experiential learning. These deficiencies lead to a leaky STEM pipeline, where students gradually lose interest in STEM as they progress through their education. At a time when there are not enough number of graduates to fill the vast number of available STEM jobs in the workforce, there is a need to keep students in the STEM pipeline from middle to high school to college. One way schools may implement real-world aerospace is with CubeSats, or a more affordable and accessible option in high-altitude balloons. Typically, this technology is associated with the university. However, it can be implemented much earlier, and in the case of high-altitude balloons, more affordably. In addition to a deficiency in hands-on experience, another factor for the lack of STEM pursuits beyond high school is the lack of relatable mentors and industry connection. This is especially true for underrepresented populations, but this does not have to be the case. When students are presented with unique opportunities to engage in the real work of STEM earlier and consistently, they are more likely to become STEM professionals.
Shown are some theories that contribute to the success of students. Theories like project-based and experiential learning from John Dewey and David Kolb show the importance of these styles. So Kolb's theory explains that learning takes place in a four-stage process: concrete experience, reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, and active experimentation. Dewey's learning theory states that all deep learning occurs in a social environment. So these conferences really enforce these skills and help students develop these necessary speaking and collaboration skills that will benefit them in their future pursuits. And we stress the importance of project-based learning because it is the proof of understanding. Project-based learning enables students to learn deeply and develop core employability skills through participating in hands-on projects. When the concepts that come with this style of learning are applied to curriculum for middle and high schoolers, they acquire years of experience before actually working in a STEM industry. Through project-based experiences, students are able to conceptualize and understand concepts on a much deeper level. These skills prepare students to be successful in the workforce of tomorrow.
The main elements of authentic project-based or experiential learning include having real-world experiences in many types of work, making sure all who are willing to learn have the accessibility to do so, and aiding students in finding their passion. The Green Aerospace team is a model to all of these values. We continue this effort by advocating for aerospace education programs and policies at the Florida State Capitol, spreading and publishing our work to further aerospace-related student groups, and continuing to surround our team with credible STEM experiences. This work is important as it ensures opportunities for this and the next generation are advantageous and relevant.
So it's hard for anyone of our age to know exactly what their passions are, but this is especially true for children of underrepresented populations. STEM fields, which are high-paying and abundant, often lack diversity. To ensure all students feel there's a place in aerospace for them, they must be encouraged to follow whatever their passions are and not just take the stereotypical path. It shouldn't go unnoticed that in recent years there's been a great focus on diversifying this industry. However, more still must be done. Now more than ever, if we are to make the STEM field equitable for all students, providing real-world, authentic STEM opportunities for all is crucial to help our youngest students feel like they belong in aerospace.
The experiences, competitions, and conferences are just a few ways to develop an impressive academic resume, which is particularly important for high school students trying to get into competitive colleges. They help students to show a journey and a story about a particular area of passion that helps separate them from their peers. This is best done by finding an area of interest within an industry, like in our case, the aerospace industry. My area is business and entrepreneurship, while Lillie's is policy and debate. These are distinctly different career pathways, but we can explore these careers through our experiences with the help of our aerospace educators who liaise with industry in order to provide these experiences for us. Shown are the steps to building an impressive passion portfolio. To start is forming an idea, and it's important to brainstorm how that idea can be turned into a portfolio. Then comes planning with a mentor, which a mentor is very necessary in you finding your passion and building around it, and they plan for experiences and internships with you. Then come those experiences and internships, which can teach you how to be successful in your industry and also can get you connections that will help you later while you're in the workforce. Finally comes the portfolio presentation. Colleges are looking for students who stand out and can present themselves in front of a crowd. Conferences like these are some of the best ways to present yourself and make connections. One of the most important features of the Green School is the required 4 years Passion Pathways project, which requires students to find a passion and build a portfolio around it with mentorship from the teachers and resources given by the school. Overall, the Green School is a model to allowing students to find their passion and build around it. To conclude, it is important to note that if education is to keep up with the ever-advancing technology of the 21st century, we must do a better job educating students and middle to high school. This is especially important for all STEM subjects. When we tie subject matter to real-world industry, students not only learn authentic content, but they get the opportunity to network with individuals within their chosen field. This is especially true for underrepresented populations, so we can change the trajectory of the STEM pipeline.
And although schools face many curricular challenges, simply adding relevant field experiences such as competitions and conferences as educational pursuits could change a student's life trajectory. Along with this, securing continued support from parents and administration is crucial for the long-term success and sustainability of these STEM programs. We believe that all future vocations and interests can tie back to the aerospace industry and economy. In closing, there's a place in aerospace for everyone, and this can be solidified through hands-on experiences at an early age. Thank you. And we're ready for questions.
Thank you very much. And sorry, Lillie, Elizabeth, that I haven't introduced you as co-presenter, co-author of this paper. I didn't know that. Yes, questions?
Hi.
Yeah.
I have a question for the audience. So when you mentioned field activities, is more conference in programmatic, or do also include real field like you go out in the wild and you do more STEM or biology, geology, and
Yeah.
this kind of
It's definitely a combination of both. We do go to a lot of different conferences, but there's also a lot of labs back at home and different competitions, so it's definitely a good mix of both.
Yes?
So one thing that we've noticed at the university level is that while it seems like kids are almost always universally interested in space in elementary school, something happens between elementary school and high school that causes a lot of people to lose interest. Based on your experience, do you have students who tend to drop out of teams like this, or are there any more common reasons that you see behind this?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and obviously, one of the main goals of our team is the continuation throughout middle and high school, and possibly into college or going into greater teams with larger amount of people who are your age. But Yeah, there are, like, some of the main reasons are probably just interest in other activities, like extracurriculars. However, many students who do join at a young age stay for a long time throughout their high school career because of their interest and passion within the subject.
Our team's main goal is definitely to secure relatable mentors and make sure there's not those leaks in the pipeline that typically are what are sending kids to other passions. So yeah, our team's goal is really just to try and fix those patches and continue students into university.
Thank you.